Hello friends, welcome to this new video. In this video we will discuss algebra, that is the topic of mainly that is topic of undergraduation first year, and we'll discuss some basics of this topic. And this topic is mainly helpful for undergraduate student first year. And let's start. So first we'll discuss some basic thing, that is system of linear equations. We should know what is system of linear equations. So system of linear equations is a collection of one or more linear equation involving the same variables. It means that if we have a collection of one or more linear equation are the equation which is of form like x plus y is equal to 0, or x plus y plus z is equal to 5. These equations are of form are called linear equation, that I think you should know, and you know already. So now we'll see what is system of linear equation. So if we have a collection of linear equation in which have one or more linear equations involving the same variables, it means that we have same variables which are involving in all the equation in the system. Let's see the example here. If we have three equations here, 2x1 minus 3x3 plus x5 is equal to 0, x2 plus x4 is equal to 1, and x2 minus x3 plus 9x5 is equal to 6. Here we can see that here x1, the coefficient of x1 is 2, here coefficient of x2 is 0, coefficient of x3 is minus 3, coefficient of x5 is 1, and here coefficient of x4 is 0. That we can see that if the term of x4 is not here, it means the coefficient of x4 is 0, and here is equal to 0, that is the constant. The term after 0, after the equal to in right hand side is constant. So the second equation is x2 plus x4 is equal to 1, and third is x2 minus x3 plus 9x5 is equal to 6. So these three equations is called system of three linear equation in 5 variables. So here 5 variables are x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5. These are 5 variables here, and the system here, and we have 3 equations here, 1, 2 and 3, and 5 variables here, x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5. Now we'll see what is the solution of system of linear equation. So the solution of system of linear equation is called a value of variables such that all the equation in the system will satisfied. So what is the meaning of this? So it means that if we put some value of x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5 in this system of equation, then all of the system of linear equation must satisfy at these values. It means not one, each and every equation must satisfy at all the values of x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. So the value of x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 in that case called a solution of system of linear equation. We'll see the example here. Let's take this same system here, and we'll here take second equation. From the second equation we can write x2 is equal to 1 minus x4, and this x2 is we can put in the third equation. It becomes 1 minus x4 minus x3 plus 9x5, and from here x5 we can take 3x3 minus 2x1, and we put this in this, and now we get a minus 18x1 plus 26x3 minus x4 is equal to 5. And after this we can get some values of x1, x3, x4, x2, x5 accordingly. After putting some values, if we put x1 is equal to 0 and x3 is equal to 0, we get x4 is equal to minus 5. If we put x4 here, we get x2 is equal to 6, and after putting x2 in any of this equation, like we put here, we get x5 is equal to 0. If we put here, we get x5 is equal to 0. So these are the equations, these are the solution of linear equation. If we put any of x1, x3, x5, x4, x2, x5 in any of this equation, all of the equation satisfies these values. and I've written free variables. What are called free variables? Free variables are the those variables on which the system does not depend. Whatever value will put this at the place of x1 x3, system will not depend on these values, so these values are called free variables. Now we'll discuss this, that system of linear equation has three type of solution. It has no solution, or unique solution, or infinitely many solution. We can't write any system which have like two solution, three solution. If it has only three cases, like it can have no solution, it can have a unique solution, or it can have infinitely many solutions. In the case of no solution, the system is called inconsistent, or in the case of unique solution and infinitely many solution, it is called consistent. The system is called consistent. So it means if we have any solution of the system, then the system is called consistent. If we have no solution of the system is called inconsistent. Now we'll see how to write any system of linear equation in form of matrix. So if we have let's say this equation, linear system of linear equation, 2x1 minus 3x3 plus x5 is equal to 0, and x2 plus x4 is equal to 1, and x2 minus x3 plus 9x5 is equal to 6. So how can we write it in the system of matrix, or how can we write it in matrix form? So let's take we'll make a first matrix in which we will write all the coefficient of the variables. So here x1 coefficient is 2, x2 is 0. What we can do, we'll say x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5, and all the coefficient we'll write here. x1 is 2, here x2 is 0, x3 is minus 3, x4 is 0, x5 is 1. Similarly here x1 is 0, x2 is 1, x3 is 0, x4 is 1, x5 is 0. Similarly for the third equation. And now we'll take another matrix in which we'll write all the variables in a column matrix. Okay, and now we'll put an equal to sign. On other side of equal to sign, or in RHS, we'll write all the constant, that is 0, 1 and 6 here in this case, and we'll write 0 and 6. So how we can write, let's see again. So first we'll write coefficient matrix. Now we'll write column vector of variable matrix. So we'll write in a column matrix all the variables in the column matrix. Now we take another column matrix up right hand side of the equal to sign, and we'll write all the constants in it. So now let's generalize this. If we have a system of linear equation in which there are m equations and n variables, then how you can write the system in a matrix form? So then in that case we have a coefficient matrix of order m cross n, and a variable matrix, that is a column matrix of n cross 1, and a constant matrix of that is a column matrix of order m cross 1. Now we will see how to write a matrix in augmented matrix form and how to solve it using augmented matrix. So augmented means addition, that is in Hindi it means jodna. So let's take the same linear equation that we have. So from the above discussion, we can write it in matrix form like this, in which we have, sorry, I've taken a new example here, I'm really sorry. That is x1 minus 2x2 plus x3 is 0, 0x1 plus 2x2 minus x3 is equal to 8, 5x1 plus 0x2 minus 5x3 is equal to 10. So we'll write all the constant of the variables here, that x1 is 1, x2 is minus 2, x3 is 1, x1 is 0 here, x2 is 2 here, x3 is minus 8 here, here x1 is 5, x2 is coefficient is 0, and x3 coefficient is minus 5, and we have constant here x1, x2 and x3, and we have variables here, we have variables here x1, x2 and x3, and here constant 0, 8 and 16. Now what is augmented matrix? Let's see. So now let's see how to find augmented matrix. So augmented matrix is simply nothing. Augmented is nothing. We'll write how we write the coefficient of variables. In the addition, we'll add another column that is of constants. So there the matrix is of 3 cross 3 form, and we had added another column, so the matrix become 3 cross 4 order. Now for solving the system of linear equation, what we have to do? We have to make like we have here 3 cross 4 matrix. So here we have to make this 5 0, and already this 0 is here, the 0 is 0. So what we have to do? We have to make this point. See, these 3 places should be 0. This is what we have to do. So here is 0 already, here is 0 already, here is 5, and here is 0 already. So making this 5 0, what we can do, if we multiply first row by 5 and subtract it from row 3, this 5 will become 0. So we have to I have written this. We'll apply row operation in row 3, and what we'll do, multiply row 1 by 5 and subtract it from row 3. So after subtracting, after multiplying 5, it becomes 5 minus 10, 5 0, 5 minus 5 0, minus 0 minus 10, 0 minus 10, it becomes 10. 5 minus 5, here minus 5 minus 5, it becomes minus 10, and 10 minus 0, here 0. So we have make this place 0, but in the process of making this 0, it becomes 10. So now what we will do, we will multiply row 2 by 5 and subtract it. We'll multiply row 2 by 5, so it becomes 10, and if subtracted by row 3, it becomes 10 minus 10, that is 0. So by applying this row operation, we'll get here 0, that is 0 minus 0 is 0, 10 minus 10, that is 0, minus 10 plus 40, it becomes 30, and 10 minus 40, it becomes minus 30. So after these all process, we get the equation 30x3 is minus 30, 2x2 minus 8x3 is equal to 8, and x1 minus 2x2 plus x3 is equal to 0. From here we get x3 is minus 1. If we put x3 in this second equation, we'll get x2 that is 0, and if we put x2 and x3 in first equation, we'll get x1. So the solution of system of linear equation is unique here, and if the solution of system of linear equation is unique, so the linear system of linear equation is consistent. So in this video we have discussed augmented matrix, that is a important topic, and we have discussed system of linear equation and its solution, and how to write a system of linear equations in matrix form. So that's all in this video. Thanks for watching the video. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe our channel, and the notes is available in the description box, so you can check out the notes also. Thank you for watching the video.